军据城而守，已非长久之计。若敌军不强攻城墙，必会截水断粮，逼我军出城迎战。主公应派出大军驱逐贼寇，否则我等将人城俱亡。
Twitch chat, Wardog message over. Welcome back guys to day 10 of our Zhuo let's play. If I'm a little bit groggy I apologise, literally just got up. I decided, well I didn't decide, because I got up so late last night I didn't think I was going to be able to sleep at all when I normally do, but I decided to have a couple of hours nap, and a couple of hours nap turned into a power sleep I guess, which ended like 2 minutes to 8 when I looked at my phone and was like, oh, it's 2 minutes to 8. Oh fuck, I'm streaming. So yeah, I completely forgot what day it was and then was like, oh shit, but we're on time, so all is good. Let's get on to a live scene here, guys. Of course we have Dong Li here in Taiyuan. Dong Li, our no longer Chancellor of State. She is now the Grand Master. That's correct. Let's do a quick situation overview. We'll do it by diplomacy. We're at war with the Northeast. Got a couple of small wars or vassals of our enemies in the center. And we've got the Kongrong Roadshow, who is still our faithful ally, and Ma Chao, who is still our faithful vassal for the time being. We didn't get the usual update? What update? So yeah, turns out that I could fall asleep in the time that I didn't think I was going to be able to. Alright, we should have finished up what was going on in Harvest of 218. We've got decent income. We have now got 4 armies, Zhou Tai and Zhong Liao commanding their own forces. We've got 8,000 Shi in the bank. So let's push on into autumn and see what the autumn of 218 AD brings. I don't always do a stream starting in 1 hour though, do I? Yeah, we're not going to be able to beat that. No, I know I do it sometimes, but I don't feel like I do it all the time. Nah, maybe I'm wrong. In the diplomatic view, I'm grey, yes, because it's... Yeah. Zhang Feng will sign peace with us. And he's willing to become our vassal. So let's have a look at this. Zhang Feng... So, Zhang Feng doesn't have a lot of territory. He's basically got this farmland here and this iron mine here. So he's not got a super amount of territory, and he's right on the front line with us. He's willing to give us a forged iron scale armor, 180 Shi per turn, which would total out at 1,800 Shi, plus a flat 1,092 Shi, so a total of 2,892 Shi. He's willing to become our vassal for a guarantee of autonomy, which means we would never be able to confederate him without severely, well, without breaking it essentially, and having to fight a war with him again. You drop the money and the guarantee. You might be onto something there, Ryan, actually. Yeah, we can drop the guarantee, which to be honest makes things a lot cleaner, and only get 716 Shi and the forged iron scale off of him. Ari New Fu saying that works for him. New Fu is a him, Ari is a her. I don't know which way to go on that, because I sometimes refer to people by their character, but if your character's the opposite gender, I don't fucking know. Let's not get into that. Mike Lubu says he sounds good. Zhong Liao saying we get money anyway from his vassalage tributary, which is true. Alright, I guess we're gonna vassalize Zhang Feng. Time to mediate peace with Zhang Feng's enemies. So apparently we... oh yeah, we lost the city of Yanmen, but we know that. Zhou Tai, which I believe is Cal, This minister is solitary and keeps themselves to themselves. Having been mentioned by name in a missive, they shrink away from it and look troubled, as if they had been summoned for execution. Zhuo Tai, because he's solitary, just isn't happy, basically. Huang Ningmin gained the bright trait, Sheng Wenmeng gained the philanthropic trait. Shu Rong is the governor at Chang'an. We do not have enough food to support doing that, so fuck off. We can upgrade that though, so we'll do that. Pine Timber Storehouse, and that can't be upgraded anymore. There's the forged iron scale that we got. Very nice. I know it's never come up that way before. Like, most of the people that sponsor characters are guys, and they sponsor guys, and Sarah's the only one who's sponsored anybody else, and she's always sponsored women. So, so that was the first time I was like, which way around does this go? Okie doke. Let's go down here and start with Lu Bu. Mike. Apart from Song Jian. Oh yeah, I guess. Mike, have we got any orders for Lu Bu? We're going to move north to assist with the wars in the northeast. Fucking long walk. Trying to figure out what the fastest route is. Well, I'll try this way. Next one's going to be Dong Li. She's going to continue holding her position supporting Tai Yuan. But Yuan Shao has got the two armies up here at Yanmen, so she's going to struggle. Except for the fact that Zhang Liao is on his way, or was previously. Ryan orders for Zhang Liao. Gonna move up to support. Zhang Liao has arrived. Now Zhou Tai, along with Dong Jinmin and Dong Wenyan. We're going to recall those retinues, and next turn we're going to redeploy them to Hedong. Can't do anything with those two level ups. Alright, that looks like all we can get done for the autumn. So we'll proceed onwards. Mike's going to be right back. Ah! Carl is in stream. Quickest way to get where we're needed. I already redeployed you, Carl, which I believe is going to be the quicker way to get back up to the top of the map. And we've got armies encroaching on us from everywhere. Sahara, welcome to the stream. Thank you for popping in. I hope your stream goes well. Alright. Dong Rui has come of age. Excellent. Reckless versus cautious. On the issue of war, you find two schools of thought emerging between your generals. One argues that we must push our advantage and not waste time. The other suggests that rushing in without due thought could easily lead us into obvious traps. Both sides have their merits. I think we're going to go with caution. You realize it is better to look before you leap. Yes, indeed. Right, Cal, I'm going to redeploy your army here to Hedong, if that's good with you. Reese! Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. I hope work isn't too bad, even though it's extremely busy. Thank you for dropping the lurk, buddy. I appreciate it. Streaming Assassin's Creed Odyssey tonight. Ooh. What was your food order missing? Go for it. Okay, so we're gonna raise an army here, which will be raised under Zhou Tai with Dong Jingmin and Dong Wenyan. There we go. Zhou Tai's army is up north. It's going to take them a little bit of time to actually muster the army together again, but cheesecake! Oh no, no cheesecake. Tragic. Looks like Shu Rong has leveled up. So at 69 years old, he's finally reached level 2. Defiant, vengeful. I'm not even going to read the things because he's going to die soon anyway. Nobody's going to sponsor him. Defiant, vengeful, energetic, beautiful, and fiery. Well, he is energetic, so we'll give him endurance. And Lubu, I believe, is still huffing it. SFX01! Welcome to the stream! Isn't that Dong my waifu? Yes, one of them is Zhong Liao's waifu. In fact, now that you mention it, some of these people don't have spouses yet. Dong Wenyan is 21. Welcome back, Arya. What are her traits? Kind-hearted, impeccable, philanthropic, and dutiful. Oh, she's lovely. Hello, Dung Ai. What about Cao Biao? He's 23. Cautious, lumbering, and cunning. No. Perceptive, clumsy, cunning, and gracious. Okay, that's definitely a possibility. I want to try and get these guys married off. Huang Ningmin. Alright, you know what? We are going to spend some time here trying to get these guys married off. Dong Wenyan. Kind-hearted, impeccable, philanthropic, and dutiful. I don't think we've got anybody who harmonizes particularly well with her. Why has the Kongi Rongi Roadshow not got any grandkids? He's 65. Wait, what? Sun Ren does not have husbando? She's about to get one. Oh, she's not though, because we haven't got any males, because we've still got this thing that I think there's a glitch going on with the older Dong Yo, where it won't let him marry because the younger Dong Yo is confusing it. And we've got no other males in the family, so we can't do that. How old is your oldest child now, Ryan? Zhang Tuo is 5. Jimmy, welcome to the stream, buddy. This is not a hench family tree, Ryan. You should see my UN family from my old single-player campaign. That's hench. Clap School, welcome to the stream. She's 6. Yeah, so we're gonna have kind of the same thing that happened to me in my Yuan Shao campaign at some point, because she's the oldest of these 3 and she's 6. Then it's 5 and 4. These are 5, 3, 2, and 1. So these are like almost all gonna come of age year after year after year after year after year after year. There'll just be a shitload of kids coming through, which is pretty cool. Alright, I tell you what, Dong Rue seems to match Cao Biao pretty well. So I think what I'm going to do is go family tree, Dong Rue, marry Cao Biao. I believe they will harmonise, and they're about 5 years difference, so we're going to get them married. Jia Shu is 71. He's definitely not marrying anyone. Then we've got Dong Wunyan and Dong Yuebao. Yuebao is resourceful, creative, vengeful, and wise. Huh. See if we can't find a husband for her. She's just basically incredibly generous, so we need to see if we can find somebody who matches her. Which we don't actually have that many male characters. Hello, Shogun. You are... or Shogun. Dutiful, distinguished, populist, superstitious. He may actually be a good candidate for her. Genuinely horrified for our future wage budget. I'm gonna hire this guy just to see if he would match her. I think he would. He could end up being a feckin' spy, because he last served somebody this year, but that's fine. That's fine. Dong Wunyan. Marry. Oh! Oh, he's part of, what's his face's... I mean, they're gone as a family now, but... I think he was... This is so weird. Why can we not marry him to anyone? Just because he used to be... He's a distant relative. I don't think he is. How would he be a distant relative? Well, I guess we hired him for nothing then. Alright, We'll hold off for a bit longer on those other ones. Let's not waste too much more time on it. Shurong's leveled up. Cool. Lugu's already moved. Everyone's already moved. Except Zhongliao and Dongli. It's winter, so Zhongliao, Dongli thinks that we should just stay put for the winter. What do you think? It's really not that big. Like I said, you should see my UN family tree from my other campaign. Imhotep, you are, yeah, because you're Jia Shu. You are still alive. We'll push forwards part way towards Yanmen just to try get eyes on what forces may remain. Okay. Zhong Liao is going to become the vanguard. Although I don't think you can get much further than that. So Dong Li's going to move up with Zhong Liao. And that's going to do it for the winter of 218. Let's get to spring of 219. Ah yes, we have got that army coming up behind us, and apparently there's a second one coming up behind it. Nice, Ma Chao's army cleaning up the Gongsun Zan force there. Living in harmony. Dong Jingmin and Dong Wunyan. To some, duty is the highest calling. Those who share that belief will doubtless become friends. And so it is with these two, whose shared dedication to their lord and country joins them together. Yet they know that their friendship, strong as it is nothing next to their sacred burdens. The two sisters getting along there. It's lovely to see. Dong Jingmin has gained the energetic trait. There are more people of merit kicking around. Let's see how old some of them are. Yu Cong is 54. Han Ran is 31. Cowardly, brilliant and scholarly. Yeah, fuck off. Can't do anything there. In fact, we won't be able to upgrade any of those because they all need a different technology. Although we could try and grab the technology, or the reform, which we cannot do. Why can't we do that? Does it somehow require all of this shit over here? Oh, it requires iron and salt agencies first. Well, why not? Iron and salt agencies. The salt must flow, and the iron. The iron must also flow. Grab that, that'll increase our income from industry. Right, Lubu. We're going to keep him moving. Been watching Netflix loads right now, watching King's Avatar, so I'm going to go finish it up. Alright, Imhotep, no worries, man. Right, we have Wen Chou with Chu Ying and Wang Lan Lan coming up behind us, and then Kong Hui Ping, Rui Shu and Yin Li. Hey, there's Yin Li. And then Yuan Shao's in front of us, probably with that other army kicking around up there too,
树下盘
and
根错节
Zhuo.，
巨木赖此
What do
无
we
声
want to do here, Ryan?
满怀信念，奋力一战。
I don't know if we'd reach him. I don't think we would. It looks like Dongli's movement stops just before him, to be honest. Turn one army back into reach of them whilst posting the other in ambush nearby. They won't move two up to engage one. They'll come in with one for the attack. Okay.
稳住阵型，
心怀忠正，
诸位猛士，随我征战！
It may need to be Zhong Liao that sits in, but that's the bait, because we're not going to be able to get him too far down the road here.
保持镇定。
So we'll move
路径明
Dongli
晰，
down to here. Drop her into
准备伏击。
ambush.
绝不动摇。
And then
我
move
军
Zhong
必
Liao
胜。
down to there.
杀呀！
Zhou Tai is still currently mustering his forces. Shouldn't be anything we can build. No, these are all city expansions which we don't have the spare food for. Zhang Sha can get more food. Nanyang. Not any point upgrading or converting that until we can upgrade it, so we're going to hold off. Herdong needs sorting out at some point. Alright, well, it's a spring, so let's drop a save. Cheesecake refunded. Would rather have had the cheesecake. Oh dear. Yes. Alright, let's see what happens. I think they did. Yeah, they did move too. They're both trash. They're both trash. She can't duel. So one chose the biggest threat and he's not that great. How do we want to do this? No, I don't like that battle map. Do I think you could handle one Zhuo? Most likely, yes. Well, yes and no, Arya, because not only is that not how sponsor and officer work, but it's also not how militaries work. If we were all exactly the same rank, then maybe, but you're a captain and the heir, Zhong Liao's a general, and Dong Li is the faction leader. So ultimately, if Dong Li decides we're doing something one way, then that's the way it's getting done. But yeah, it would be nice if we could all agree. Cool with delegating. They've got a lot of really tough looking units. Defenders of Hebei, Warriors of Yer, Yellow Dragons, Janmanjian or Janmajian infantry. A shitload of Warriors of Yer in this army, Trebs. I mean, do I think I could do better than a Pyrrhic victory? No, I don't think I do. I think I would probably win the battle if we fought it, but yeah, I don't think it would come out as anything other than a Pyrrhic victory. It's going to be costly either way. And you're both saying that delegate then. Let's snatch a delegate and see where we go from there. Kong Hui Ping was captured. She's 36 years old, level 4 strategist who is trusting, committed and honest. What do we reckon? Zhong Liao says release. Not seeing anybody else coming in, so I think we're going to go with Zhong Liao and release.
对他们严加处罚，恐怕颇为不易。
Zhong Liao, what do we want to do with our 730 captives? Replenish. Yeah, that's a good call.
坚如盾牌，势如利刃。
Yeah, I thought that might happen. He's going to attack. Oh no, not quite, but that's not a great position to be in. Looks like Ma Chao's army might be on its way up there, but it's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why did Lu Bu go so far? Afternoon, Scott. How are you doing? Oh, okay. Zhuo has gained a rank.
保持镇定。
Zhuo is a 38-year-old level 2 commander with an officer background who is strong, artful, loyal and philanthropic. I mean, he's got to be an intense person if he's strong, artful and loyal, so we'll give him intensity. Right, let's try and see. Hey, Ma Chao.
又是你这厮！
Could you potentially attack Yuan Shao's army, please? That's your goal.
请下命令。
And then I don't think we've got time for Zhuo to fully replenish here. Oh, Cal's still in the chat. Cal, Dong Li and Zhang Liao are in a bit of a tight spot up just north of you. Do you want to continue mustering your forces, or are you
不可失，时不再
gonna
来。
bounce? Lubu will keep moving towards the north because that's what Mike's last order was. Regretted Germ! Welcome to the stream, buddy. This is a big ass campaign. It's getting there. I'm alright, Regretted Germ. How are you? Might want to punch through the armies to our south and head back towards
心怀忠正。
Zhuo. Yeah, we might. Zhuo is going to move towards us as well to assist.
出发！
So,
行动如一。
绝不动摇。
so are you attacking Kong Hui Ping to open the road then, Ryan? Because it's her zone of control that's the problem. Aye.
向前推进。
How do you want to do this, Ryan? Delegate.
正义必胜，我等应
Kong
设
Hui
宴庆
Ping
贺。
out of the way. And we've captured Kong Hui Ping again. 36 years old, level 4 strategist, trusting, committed and honest. Release.
把俘
We've
虏放
also
回去吧。
captured Rui Shu, 42-year-old sentinel who is spiteful, intimidating, temperamental, creative and lame. Execute, she's a prick, shit and doesn't like me. Well, she only doesn't like you as of this battle. So, are you sure we're executing her? She's spiteful, it's hardly going to change. Okay.
叛贼何
She
等
dead.
落
What do you
得
want to
此
do with
下
your
场
prisoners? Lucio, welcome to the stream. Replenish.
满怀信念，奋力一战。
It looks like you gained Warrior's Reinforced Leather from that,
你
Ryan,
准备好作战了。
which can be worn by vanguards or champions. Do you want to give it to someone?
憧憬胜利，尔等必将无往不利。
Happy birthday, Young Chun. Yep, he will accept gratefully. Yeah, you There's a bunch of you and Fusho are friends now, Ryan. Yin Li was killed in battle. Yeah, I don't feel like you're gonna,
准备作战。
unless you force match, going a bit scouse there, force march past Taiyuan, Ryan. I think you're gonna get caught there otherwise. Dong Li can't get that far either. We'll see where you can get to. She's gonna need to force march. She can get past Taiyuan, past the toolmaker rather. Although she'll probably still be pulled in if the toolmaker itself is attacked.
目标明确。
拿起武器。
What do you want to do, Ryan? How far can you get enforced? More or less just right behind Dong Li. And how far can they get? Yuan Shao without force marching. Oh, they can't get past Taiyuan, so one of them would have to besiege it. But if one of them besieges it, the other one could come past, and we can't tell how far they could get because they can't do it right now, unfortunately. My guess is from where they are, because that's more or less where we are, they'll probably get round about this end of the pass, but I don't think they'll get into it, but it's a guess. They could have way better movement range than we did. Force march just behind Dongmin, who has been dead for a long time, but yep.
振作起来！统一行进。
There we go. Wait, wrong dong. Wrong dong! See what Yin Xiao does. Okay. That's interesting. That's really interesting. No, we don't have a wrong dong. I actually think that it was... I don't think long dong was possible because I don't think... No, long is a possibility in Chinese. And I think there were possibilities when the game was launched for names like that to be auto-generated. But then CA went through in an earlier patch, like, and took names that could potentially be offensive out. They stopped them from being generated. Kong Shun has gained the philanthropic trait. Niu Ningyan has gained the dutiful trait. Alright. Dong Yo is 16. Alright.
诸位猛士，随我征战。稍事休息。
I think Dong Li's going to try and attack Wen Chou. Caught him. Bye, Wen Chou.
正义必胜，我等应设宴庆贺。
Hey, we gained his ancillary. Chu Ying was captured. Didn't he used to be our spy, or am I thinking of a different campaign? I might be thinking of my single player campaign. think we'll release him this time.
对他们严加处罚。
A duel! The battle won our... Well, it's not our general, it's Ma Chao's general, so I'm not even going to bother reading it. Lu Bu and Niu Fu are no longer friends. We gained a great
摆好阵
glaive.
势，准备出击。
Well, he can't use it and Niu Fu's already got better. And what we can
心如
do
利刃，
is we can send the Great Glaive over to Zhang Liao as a gift for Zhang Liao and see if Zhang Liao wants to give the Great Glaive to anyone. Pretty sure that sentinels and commanders can't use it, but gotta love you and leave you. Enjoy the stream. Have a good stream, Sahara. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I would graciously accept it and gift it to my lieutenant. That's what I expected. So now Yang Chun has a great glaive too. 27-year-old Yang Chun. Lining up well, even though he's weak. Right, Lu Bu needs
拿
to
起武器，
go first. His army is fully replenished, so we can jump him into forced march
准
now.
备行动。
Ryan orders for Zhang Liao.
此地百姓聚集，最适合在此开市贸易。
Drop into normal stance and advance towards Taiyuan. Oh, right, yeah.
稍事休息，
Like to the limit of your movement towards Taiyuan? And then Cal, I'm going to need orders for Zhou Tai after this as well. He's currently down here.
一统天下。
About where Ma Chao's chick is.
全军注意，
Okay.
一往无前。
Move Zhang Liao around, and then we need Zhou Tai's orders. From Cao. Zhou Tai will advance towards Taiyuan.
我军所向披靡，
Zhou Tai on his way as well. I think that's all we can get done for the harvest. $4,500 treasury. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
我已准备好作战了。
Dongli's here. Alright, I think that's about all we can do. So we'll move on into the autumn. Jian Xiao's running away. Not very far though. Wu are doing a lot of moving. Niu Yen has gained the energetic trait. Niu Fu and Wen Chou are no longer rivals, because now Wen Chou and Guan Jie are rivals. So, oh. Hey, Arya, Niu Fu has leveled up. Niu Fu is a 52-year-old level 7 legendary vanguard with a guerrilla background who is wise, defiant, relentless, energetic, fiery, kind and philanthropic. And you have 5 options for level up: Reach, Vengeance, Fury, Mobility or Dignity. Which one would you like? Top center already forgot what it was. Fury?
群山万壑，
Yes.
皆通于
Very
天。
well. Fury it is. Alright,
打
Lubu.
起精神来！
We need to try and get him down to that way, so he's going to want to come down to the river over here. In fact, there's a crossing right there.
讨平乱贼，澄清四海。
It was definitely faster to redeploy. Brings us to Dongli. She's just going to stay in normal stance and start moving north as well. Which then brings us to Zhongliao, Ryan.
摆好阵势，准备出击。
We all know Lubu isn't renowned for making good decisions. What's to our east? Shandong is down here. And then basically just enemies as far as the eye can see. Sweets. Thinking of taking a walk towards Shandong. Securing it may help prevent us from being flanked. Well, you're the general. Your army will go where you say. Zhang Liao and Zhou Tai getting in a punch-up about who's going where. Tell you what, whilst they're having a think, we'll take a look at whether there's anything we can build anywhere. Hedong is Kong Shun's to govern, so we're not going to touch that. So Ryan, what are Zhang Liao's
众将
orders?
听令！
head up towards Yuan Shao and get some replenishment done. Okie doke. Like all the way towards him? I want to convince him to fuck off. Okay. And then Cao orders for Zhuo Tai's army, which is now fully replenished. I'll head for Shandong. Very well. Zhuo Tai gonna go east. And that's probably all we can get done for the autumn. So let's push on. See what happens. Yuan Shao has come back to fight Zhang Liao, Ryan. Thought he might. What do you want to do? We do, but also they've got a lot of spears and we've got a fair amount of cav. And they've got a lot of warriors of Yer and defenders of Hebei. But it's up to you, we can try if you want. I'll take a delegate. Okay. I'm not confident that I could have got better than a Pyrrhic victory, to be honest. He's got a lot of like disciplined troops, which means there's no morale shocking involved, you just have to kill them. What do you want to do with your captives, Ryan? Replenish. Cao Cao asks to join the coalition, but Kong Rong says no. Uh-oh. I pressed the button. Yeah, there we go. Game crash. Alright. Hang tight, guys. We'll reload. Aria, answer. Am I planning on being on SRP tonight? Yeah, most probably.
兵起连年，烽烟不息。若不速速了结战事，必致百姓疲弊，仓廪空虚。主公应迅速出兵，尽早制敌，此乃上上之策也。胜败无常，生死难知。今国乱岁凶，四方扰攘。 为强者可立于。
Alright, we should just be at the point where we pressed the end turn key, so I'm just going to press it again. Here comes Yuan Shao. There goes Yuan Shao. Okay, good. We're past it. Zhang Fang is asking us as their vassal master to defend them against Liu Bei. Rejecting will result in the vassal's independence. So Liu Bei has declared war on Zhang Fang. And Liu Bei is the vassal of the kingdom of Wu. Which obviously means we're going to be at war with Wu too. Liu Bei, for anyone who doesn't know, is this slightly light brown colour that kind of stretches across the middle, and Wu is this lighter than us grey colour that occupies most of the south. No, I think we were at peace. Because, I mean, Lu Bu was down here. Would he not have attacked them if we were at war? What do we reckon, guys? Do we defend Zhang Fang and go to war with Wu and Liu Bei? It is an awkward one, but... Ryan's voting reject. Arya is abstaining. Mike is back. Mike, we're currently trying to decide whether to defend our vassal Zhang Fang against Liu Bei, who is the vassal of Wu. So defending him against Liu Bei would put us at war with Liu Bei and Wu. Can we send someone there quickly enough to make it worth our time? Send them where, Cal? Zhang Fang lives up here. Like, we've got more armies up here than we've got anywhere else. So he's not in any immediate danger. And in terms of to the front line, well, Liu Bei has territory at the back of Yuan Shao's territory. He has territory here, and he has territory here, and then Wu has everything south of that, more or less. Lu Bu's army is this green triangle right here, so Lu Bu's right in the midst of Liu Bei. Well, just on the edge of Liu Bei, I guess. Well, it looks like Zhong Liao has convinced everyone we are going to abandon Zhang Fang. Oh dear. It would be an act of treachery though, because we've only just declared that we would be his vassal master. Fuck it, we stole the Emperor, this is minor? I don't think it is. We started with the Emperor, it doesn't actually register as an act of treachery. Mike's saying that we should defend him. Arya's saying we should defend him. I think we should defend him. No, I'm not worried about upsetting him. I'm worried about the rest of China going, well, you're untrustworthy, so we'll just attack you anyway. You're worried about us going to war with the south of China. I'm worried about the rest of the China that's not the south joining in. Which is what essentially will happen if... And do you really think that Sun Tzu's not going to declare war on us if we're untrustworthy? He's looking for an excuse as it is. Wait. If we go to war, that's pretty much our border. It goes down to the river. Yeah. What's your point? If we don't, it's the same, but we might avoid it. Yeah, but we are then untrustworthy, which means Liu Zhang, Cao Cao, Tao Ying, Liu Chong, Sun Tzu, and Liu Bei could all at any point just decide they're going to fight us because we're untrustworthy. Well, no, there isn't a guarantee that they will, but it's total war, so eventually they will. Well, this has split the council. This is a tough one. There is merit to what Ryan's saying, which is essentially if we click reject, we avoid war on this turn. But I've never honestly accrued untrustworthiness in this game because I do not trust total war diplomacy. Like, in older games, anytime everybody decided they hated you, that was it. You were basically in a downward spiral where the entire fucking planet declared war on you all the time because they don't like you. So I've never actually accrued untrustworthiness. Look at him getting all fucking stroppy now. You know what? As an experiment, if nothing else, because again, I have never ever done anything in Three Kingdoms that would accrue untrustworthiness. Anytime I've had a decision like that pop up and say you will be untrustworthy, I've done the opposite to stay trustworthy. I don't know, therefore, what the effect of being untrustworthy is, because I've never done it. I don't imagine it's a positive effect, but I've never done it. So, since Ryan is so adamant that this is the right choice, we're going to reject, break the deal, become untrustworthy, and see what happens. Ma Chao is now asking us to defend him against Liu Bei. Are we going to abandon Ma Chao too, Ryan? Is Ma Chao closer to our armies? Ma Chao's territory is tucked up behind us. Well, apart from 2 bits that he's got down here. Why is Liu Bei being such a prick? I don't know, Ryan. the irony is, if we do defend Ma Chao, we may as well have defended fucking Zhongfang. No, that is Ma Chao, Cal, the blue ones. This dot down here, this dot down here, this dot up here, and this big dot here. No, I know you couldn't have been aware of it. I'm just saying it makes it's interesting that the choice is redundant now, because I'm with you. I don't want to abandon Ma Chao. So now I guess we're going to war with them either way.
行了，说完了。
Stupid game. Wu vassalized Yu Minxiang. A steed to rival the ages. The master animal trainer from one of your commanderies gifts you a most beautiful horse. This is a rare specimen that wasn't easy to break in, he claims, but such is the way with the greatest steeds. This magnificent beast is clearly fit only for one of high station with the utmost courage. What is it? It's a brown stallion. Alright. Fu Shou is leveled up again. Fu Shou is a 39-year-old level 3 commander with an officer background who is strong, artful, loyal and philanthropic. And I'm going to give him flexibility, because I'm going to try and bounce down that way, if I remember. Alright. Mike, Lu Bu is now not so much in friendly territory anymore. He's now right on the edge of the border with Liu Bei in the center of China, including an army under Liu Bei, or under Cui Yuxiang rather, on the river here. That guy's name is Ge Chu. Bless you. I doubt you could, but maybe Zhongfang would become our vassal again. We could check. I don't think he would, because he really doesn't like us. Yeah, no, not a chance. Apparently it'd be a pretty close fought affair against Cui Yuxiang if you did attack her, Mike. Hold for now, I want to see what that army will do. I imagine they'll probably summon reinforcements from Jiangling, Bardong, or Bardong the other way, plus Sun Ce's behind you. I mean, Sun Ce's not going to be able to get to you in one turn, that's for sure, but... Plan to deploy to Xiangyang next turn if allowed. Alright, well, let's see where we're at here. Oh good, Yuan Shao still has a fuckload of armies up here. Ryan, I don't think you can... we can't afford for you to leave here. There's 3 enemy armies. Alright, Yuan Shao's is beat to shit, but... They've still got 2 armies in front of us.
坚如盾牌，势如利刃，一往无前。
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know if they can night battle either, which they might be able to. Do you? All right, let's Lubu's first. Lubu, are you holding position, or did you say fall? You said fall back towards Wuling. Is that what we're doing, Mike? Falling back towards Wuling? Yes. Alright. Lubu heading back towards Wuling. We can't move very far very fast here, Ryan. Do we want to move up and back Pengde? And then we'll see what Yuan Shao's forces do and what Pengde does. And Cal, if you're still around, we're going to need orders for Zhuo Tai shortly as well. I'll move into reinforcement range, but I'm hesitant to get engaged given my diminished forces. Yeah, that's fine. Dong Li will put her army ahead of yours, so that you're basically protected by both other armies. Hello? Pretty sure I just told you to move. There we go. They shouldn't be able to get to you, no matter what there, Ryan, so... Did we lose Cal? Or do we still have Cal? Can I encamp for supplies? Yes, you can. And actually, that's a pretty good idea. Oh, Dong Li can't. She hasn't got the movement. Continue to Shandong. You can actually attack it this turn, Cal. Cracks knuckles. I'm guessing that's a yes. There's your screen, Cal. How would you like to proceed? Delegate. And what would you like to do with Shandong, Cal? Occupy. Done. That was from the other thing, so. Alright. That's all we can get done, so we'll proceed into 220 AD. There's 2 Liu Bei armies there now, Mike. Oh good, Yuan Shao's coming at us. Jesus Christ. two big full armies for them. We've got Pengde with us. I think we snatched the delegate here, Ryan. Because that should decimate their forces. I think they are chasing Lubu, yes. Are we taking the replenishment, Ryan? Oh, hello, we've captured Zhuo. Zhuo is a 43-year-old level 3 strategist who is uncomplicated, unobservant and trusting. Release him? Yeah, I think so too. He's not exactly great, is he?
放他们回家去吧。
Well, we didn't get a choice for the prisoners.
不能如此相持下去了。
The Kingdom of Wu will sign peace with us. Oh, we have to give them a shitload of territory. Wuling rice paddy, Jiangling livestock farm, and Lujiang fishing port, Ryan, which is that's Wuling rice paddy there. Jiangling livestock farm is that one, and Lujiang fishing port is that one. Counter and offer them the whole of Wuling instead. Well, we can have a look. To be honest, we can take all the other stuff out and just offer them Wuling for peace. We can't keep any of those three. We need all of them to make the value work. Although we would end up keeping Zhangke City down here, which actually could we offer them that instead? We could. We can keep the Wuling rice paddy and offer them Zhangke City instead. So that basically means we would give them these three settlements here. Lubu would accept that. Are we all good with handing these 3 settlements over to them? New Fu says accept. We can always take it back or reclaim the lost food from regions taken from Yuan Shao. See if we can sneak in a trade deal. And we can actually, Cal. They got any fancy ancillaries they might want to part with? They've got some armor apparently. We could get one of those. No, we can't. Nope, that's as good as it's gonna get. Let's do it.
此次会晤成果颇丰。
We've gained a great glaive. Zhang Liao and Shu Yo are now rivals, Ryan. Okay, Mike. Lu Bu. Have we got any orders for him if we go by diplomacy? There's no more war to the south. Lu Bu is this green triangle here. We will continue our march north.
准备行动！讨平乱贼，澄清四海，斗志可不能肆意燃烧。
Very well.
目标只有一个。我军必胜。
Dong Li is going to lay siege to Yanmen.
向前推进。
Ryan, orders for Zhang Liao.
保持原样。
Move up to join Dong Li. You can't actually move to where she's at because she's within Jiangmen Wan's zone of control. And then there's the mustering on the other end, which would take probably up to a year. Can I go attack Jiang? I think you can. Basically, the way I see it, Mike, the difference between redeploying and marching is marching means you're moving the entire 3,000-4,000 man army, right? Like, you've got to keep them together, they've got to encamp, they've got to eat food, you've got to, like, every single day, you can only go so far. Redeploying is essentially the officers and maybe some of their more experienced, like, unit commanders and stuff get on horses, they ride as far as they can, as fast as they can, they probably switch out horses at, like, mail posts and shit like that, or buy new horses. They get to where they're going, and then they just recruit more troops, like, and put them through training while they're being mustered and stuff. That's the difference. Like, I think that they're both roleplay viable, because it's quicker to move individuals than to move an entire army. Attack Zhuo. Let's see if we can get her. We can. There's your screen, Ryan. Delegate. Zhang Liao just stabbing a tree there.
今日此战乃是大义之胜。
With your prisoners, Ryan. Replenish.
满怀信念，奋力一战。
正义必胜。
Zhong Mengwan is now rivals with Dong Li and Liu Fu and Fu Shou. Qi Zhou and Wang Qinpei were both killed. That brings us to Zhou Tai Cow. Head towards Wang Longyue to the south of my current location. You can actually attack the copper mine. Are you attacking the copper mine? Like in one move? Yes.
见识一下我们的激情。
Zhou Tai.
释
Off
放
he
怒
goes.
火，消
There's
灭
your
敌
screen,
军。
Cal. Yeah, the units retaining rank, Ryan, I kind of view that as, like, because they're being trained by experienced sub-officers, essentially. Like, the unit officers are experienced, which is the same as why when you redeploy it's the same rank. Because it's Lu Bu's retinue, right? Like, so it's Lu Bu's sub-officers. Not every man in the 240-man unit is the same person that was there before, but the unit as a whole has experience. Let's see if they'll surrender. If not, starve them out. Yeah, I was going to say, they've only got one settlement, so they won't surrender. Do you want to starve them out, Cal? Okie doke.
烈火燎原。
And we need to get a reform, which I think we wanted to get this one, didn't we? Yes, the state monopolies. What the merchant controls benefits the merchant. What the state controls benefits China. That's what we want. Oh, it has to be a small regional city. Did not know that. Whoops, didn't mean to click over there. Alright, Spring 220. Cal's getting into it. Alright, let's push on into the summer of 220 AD.
你不用怕我们。
Liu Bei wants to sign a non-aggression pact. BRB, Arya, no worries. See what we can get from him. Not a lot. It's a very slim deal. Mike says nah. Ryan says I'd just accept. Once again, we are split. Niu Fu breaks the deadlock with accept. So we will accept.
接手，令我等倍感欣喜。
And Wang Fengyue has sallied out against you, Cal. What would you like to do? Let's water the grass with their blood. Delegate. And with your 165 prisoners, Cal? Replenish.
随我来。
Done. And what do you want to do with the copper mine, Cal? You've captured it now. And occupy. Occupado. Wu's declared war on Liu Chong. Now Song has vassalized Zhang Feng. And Wu and Liu Bei signed a peace treaty with him. Apparently a rare talent has emerged. I'm not going to read it. Liu Bei has confederated Liu Zhong. Wonderful. Fucking lovely. Now Liu Bei owns all of this that he didn't have before. Who is our new rare talent? Bian Hui Fong. 26-year-old level 1 lookout who is uncomplicated, honest and intimidating. Pacifier of the Han. We've lost our trade with Liu Zhong. Wonder if anyone else would trade with us. They would. Kongi Rongi Ru. Care for a trade agreement?
我方同意。
And apparently Zhong Feng is worth 1,000 in trade. Well, it might not last long, but I say we milk that while we can.
你我已达成共识。
Alrighty.
我一人
Mike.
便可横扫千军，
Lubu.
恢复原样。
Orders. We will redeploy. Okay, you're probably going to need to cross the river to do that, because you have to be in friendly territory. So you have Dong Yue Bao, who is 20, Diao Chan, who is 48, and yourself, who is 60. So you want to recall the retinues, Mike, and redeploy next season? Yes.
大
Okay.
人有何打算？主公召我。
不，愿效犬马之劳。
Alright, there goes Lu Bu for the time being.
开战！
Dong Li is still besieging Yanmen,
挫其锐志，
which she's going to continue to do. Ryan, Zhang
绝不
Liao.
动摇。
Ah, hello. This Dong Yo can supposedly get married now. He has the symbol,
力如巨木，
which he didn't
何
have
如密
before.
林。
Who did we want to get him married to? That's the thing. Fuck, dumbass. Was it Huang Ningmin? I think it was. Deceitful, cowardly, energetic, bright and vain. Deceitful, philanthropic, cowardly, agile and energetic. Yeah, it was her, wasn't it? No! He can marry though, he just can't marry her. Which might be because she's part of a different family. I don't think she's a distant relative though. I feel like that's stretching it a bit. We'll head south of the border to grab some replenishment. Okie doke.
齐心协力。
Cool, that's you done. And Cal, Zhou Tai. Actually, you can't move this turn anyway, Cal, because you just took the settlement. Zhou Tai and Dong Jingmin are friends. Zhou Tai and Dong Wenyan are friends. And Dong Jingmin and Dong Wenyan are friends as well. Hey, everybody's becoming friends. Oh, shit. She's got to be fucking ancient by now, though. She's 47. Hmm. 47-year-old Zheng Zhang is in the recruitment pool. Do it, it's Zheng Zhang. Ooh, this guy's only 18. Wait, does that mean she was fighting? No, she fought for herself until 216. We've got like another 40 years from her. Well, potentially, but she's 47. Is she immediately going to be given an army? Probably not. I'll employ her as the Grand Commander and give her the funds to raise herself men. Fucking hell, check this bitch out. I guess Zhang Liao is recruiting Zheng Zhang then. So, are we raising Zheng Zhang as a general, Ryan? Is that what you just said? Okie doke. I don't know if we can deploy her on the first turn. Oh, we can.
群山不动，故成其功。
胜者王侯，败者寇。
She's gonna need a captain. Preferably one who's approximately 37. Which I think we're gonna struggle to do, to be honest. Because we've got that ridiculous gap where there's just nobody. Okay, she doesn't seem to harmonize with too many people. Dong Rui could be her lieutenant though. And I guess Cao Biao can be her captain?
保固江
Do
山
it。that way.
平息战乱，
So she's got a 24-year-old level 1 captain, but that's our fault because the faction's got basically nobody in their 30s.
日光普照，心存信念。
I'm going to hold off on actually expanding those retinues until we've redeployed Lubu next season though. Because I don't want to not have enough money to do that. Alright. That looks like all we can do for the summer. Let's crack on. Dutiful versus fraternal. Is it unjust, you consider, to be loyal to one lord without ever questioning their greater motives? The mandate of heaven has forever shifted according to celestial discretion. Should not you also bend with the winds of heavenly guidance? Apparently we are dutiful, so we're going to side with Shu Gan. You agreed that the heavens should be our guide. I don't know if we did, but sure. They're ready for duty now. So let's go here, say raise army, Lubu,
拿起武器，
Diao Chan,
心如止水，气聚神
and
灵。
Dong Yue Bao.
准备作战。
And then we can recruit an actual army for Zhongjiang.
虽然此地百姓算不上多，
She can now have
总
proper
归是有
troops,
人。
which is interesting. Mm-hmm.
群山万壑，皆通于天。
Right. I don't really know how good they are, but we'll see. We'll let her keep them guys for a little bit. Xiliang Cavalry. Oh, of course, that's our faction unit. Idiot. Let's give us some heavy spear guards as well. And we'll keep those 2 bandit units in there for flavour and to see how they fare. Alright, so that's Lu Bu and Zhong Zhang both mustering at Taiyuan.
威武不屈，
Dongli still besieging.
协力出击，
Yeah, we'll just
锐不
continue
可
that.
当。
Ryan, Zhang Liao,
势如利
any
刃，
orders?
行动如一。
We'll hold. I don't know if encamping means it makes any difference, but we'll see. Cal, Jotai, any orders? Head out towards Hernay. I'm pretty sure I saw an enemy army move into the shadow here, somewhere, Cal. Just so you're aware. Still wanting to move towards Hernay. Stop in the forest to see if we can see an army. Okay. Round about
悉
there.
心节欲，待时而发。
There they are. They're in the farmland. Handong, Shang. I'll move down to help defend our borders while we muster.
开战！
You're probably better off not moving, Mike, because you get a muster bonus. But the minute you move, you lose it, and it slows down. The muster bonus speeds up how fast you initially replenish.
此次丰收，乃是后土所赐。
What do you want to do,
请下
Cal?
命令。
为了天下大义，
杀呀！
Can that army reach Herdong? Yes, it can. Sweep back around to the north of the mine.
遵命。
Like here? Or... which way? To intercept the enemy at the farmland. Like this way then. Yeah,
我
okay.
军所向披靡。
We shall sweep. And that's all we're going to be able to get done for harvest, so we'll see what's what.
尔等称孤称王，是天下
Song wants
大
us to
乱，
become their vassal. That's a big fat fuck no.
真是贪心不足。
Oh. He's decided to fight. Ouch. Fucking warriors of yore. big open field battle. What do you want to do, Cal? They've got more cav, we have archers. Yeah, but all of the cavalry that they've got has shields. It outnumbers your cavalry by 2 to 1. Their entire army is more or less spears. Disciplined spears at that. Honestly, I'm not confident that I can do better than a Pyrrhic victory in this battle. Delegate. Done. An entire army with like that many warriors of Yer is not nice. Cow, you've captured Liu Fu. He's a 39-year-old level 2 strategist who is defiant, energetic and vigilant. What would you like to do with him? They're disciplined, Ryan, they're not unbreakable. But they're a pain in the arse. And when there's a shitload of them in an army, it's, you know, it's not good. Plus, Cal's army only has 4 missile units, so... it would have been difficult to really break them down. Release. And your 384 prisoners, Cal. Recruit. Wipe the floor with that army next turn. Wu declared war on the Han, and Song abandoned the Han because of it. Let's take a look at Sui Khan. He's 27. Although we really don't have that much money left. Dong Wunyan has leveled up. Dong Wunyan is a 23-year-old level 2 commander with an officer background. She's kind-hearted, impeccable, philanthropic and dutiful. It's definitely got to be clarity for her. That makes her a legendary character. Hey! Apparently we gained a dignified raiment from somewhere. Oh, Cal, Zhou Tai leveled up as well. So Zhou Tai is a 57-year-old level 6 legendary vanguard with a reformed brigand background. He is the Coiled Dragon. He is solitary, energetic, direct, fiery, loyal, trusting and philanthropic. And you have 5 options for level up. Vengeance, Guile, Final Rush, Obfuscation, or Shamelessness. Which one do you want to go for, Cal? Guile. Nice. Did you say you wanted to attack your farmland, Cal? Where the army went? Yes.
拿起武器，燃遍天下。
There is an army under Gongsun Zan on the way. What would you like to do? Delegate.
承天所铸，
That feels like it was risky. You've captured Handan Shang, sorry. He's a 67-year-old level 4 strategist who is wise, philanthropic and relentless. What is the fate of Handan Shang? Release him.
快滚
And
回去吧！
Shangguan Fu, who is a 39-year-old level 5 champion, who is trusting, uncomplicated, trustworthy and honest. Can't afford him release.
都放了吧。
What do you want to do with the settlement? Bearing in mind that you have 6 units still left, both of your subordinate officers have practically no health. Apparently Zhou Tai killed over 1,000 men in that battle though, which is pretty fucking impressive. Sack and withdraw.
把值钱的全抢走，这里几乎没有人。该当如此。
And now, Dong Jingmin has leveled up. Dong Jingmin is a 27-year-old level 2 commander with an officer background who is kind-hearted, energetic, tough, cowardly, philanthropic and dutiful. I feel like we're going to go with clarity for her too. That makes her legendary as well.
心有所欲，因而导之。
You can actually switch into Force March, Cal, and get all the way back to the copper mine if you wanted to. Since you sacked and withdrawed and didn't capture the settlement. Yeah, you can. Typically, I think you usually have to use Force March, but yes, you can.
出征数日，
There we go, that's Zhou Tai out of there. Zhongzhang and Lu Bu are still both mustering, so they're not going anywhere just yet. Right.
"真是倍感荣幸。
I guess that Sun Ren is now married. No, she's not. But apparently she's not an option to get married. Part of me feels like there's some glitchy shit going on with marriages in this this save file. All right. Oh. Zhong apparently has a husband. Who knew? No. Intimidating, honest, and uncomplicated. No, they don't really suit. But yeah, he's only 25. We'll be fine. No worries, Scott. Thank you for stopping by the stream, buddy. See you soon. Have a good nap. Alright. We're gonna continue that siege. Probably gonna be sieging them all the way down now. Ryan, I'm gonna press east towards Zhongshan farmland. Okie doke. Are you wanting to cross the border, Ryan? Or are you wanting to stay on our side for some more replenishment? We'll stop at the border and give it one more turn. Okay. Which brings us to Zhou Tai, but he's already moved, and Zhongzhang and Lu Bu are both still mustering, so that's the end of the autumn! Oh. Song's got a couple of armies there, and Gongsun Zan has one kicking around too. SFX always just catches me off guard when you say Scott. I'm Scott. There's a few Scots, to be honest. Three or four, maybe. Wu declared war on Wang Lang. Song liberated Wang Lang. Oh dear. Okay, let's see how we're going over here. Still a close victory. Yeah, I'm not going to check that next turn, we'll just let it continue. Ryan, Zhang Liao. Travis, welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? How's your Monday going? It's kind of weird seeing Zhong Fei with Liu Chong. Yes, it is. Let's get a wriggle on, moving towards Zhongshan. I mean, I'm guessing that's what we're doing. Had to wake up at 3:45 to get to work at 4:45 to start work at 5. Went to sleep at 1:30, so exhausted. Oh my god. And then you went and hiked with the family for an hour. What the fuck for? Just to the next border. Okay. Dave, welcome to the stream. Yes, I did, actually. I managed to get in a power sleep for about 3 or 4 hours, I think. Cal, you're still recovering most of your army. However, Yuan Shao's armies can probably reach the copper mine. Is this a new playthrough or the same one? It should be the same one. We've been doing Dongzhuo for the last 10 days, or the last 10 times that we've played this. Retreat towards Shangdang farmland. Okay. We can't order the vassals to reinforce him. It doesn't work like that. You can tell them to attack a specific army or settlement, but it takes them a couple of turns to figure their shit out. And you can't tell them to defend someone, so... Alright. I think that's all we can get done for the winter. Although saying that... Well, we should be able to upgrade Chang'an to a regional city, actually. Let's do that. On to 221! Han Xin is still alive? He is. Gongsun Shu has attacked Shandong town. We can't hold that, so... Oh, here they come. And Yuan Shao is at Zhongshan Livestock Farm, Ryan. I believe Han Xin's still alive, Travis. We can check. By who declared war on the Han. Gongsun Zan died this turn and was succeeded by Gongsun Shu. And Liu Chong died this turn and was succeeded by Zhang Fei. Just gonna let that sink in for a second. Yes, Han Xin is still alive. He's 48 years old, still chilling at court. Hold up. Yu Shun as in Zhengzhang's husband. We've kind of got to recruit her husband if we can, haven't we? I'm going to recruit Zhengzhang's husband. I mean, it said he was a husband before. Maybe somebody forced him to get a divorce. Either way, we've recruited him. Lumberjack's Dynasty. Pretty fun for being such an alpha game. I've never heard of that. Right, we're going to skip Dong Li this turn. Ryan! Yuan Shao is ahead of you with Yu Di Jun. Wait a minute, what? Yu Di... That'd be Yu Di Gun. And Chuan Kuang. I'll drop into ambush. What, where you are?
摆好阵势，准备出击。春季总是充斥着希望。准备伏击。
Cal Jotai is starting to recover troops now, but he's got a long way to go. Although, because they were wiped out, they're currently mustering, so they've got muster bonus as long as you don't move. But it's up to you. Meanwhile, Zhongjiang is going to head south and camp. And then Mike orders for Lubu. We will march south. In fact.
闻风而动，雷厉风行。
取我所需，振作起来！欲成大事，万不能手下留情。
Zhongjiang's going to force march because I'm pretty sure she's still safe there either way.
树下盘根错节，巨木赖此为生。
Wait, Cal, do you want to do ambush instead? I don't know if you can. No, you can't do an ambush. We'll just encamp. Okay. See where that's at. It requires resettlement initiatives, which we'll grab just because it's towards the bottom of a tree. The wise leader can make very reasonable offers to those who decide to stay, toil, and never leave. Boff. It gives you walls and towers and stuff, yeah. So that's kind of a defensive bonus. Let's push on and see what happens. They're attacking the copper mine for sure. We're not going to be able to win that, so... good. We'll take that. Guanjie rescuing injured troops. I'm just going to skip a couple of these. Rebellion imminent in Taiyuan. Stop paying tax then and it won't be. Why is it... What's the fucking problem? There's a building in here that's apparently causing... Ah, because we still have bandit buildings. Okay. Let's get rid of them then. We'll exempt them from tax for 1 turn just while those get sorted out. Chang'an has upgraded to a regional city. That generates income from commerce and industry. Let's build that. Okay. So Dongli is in Yanmen. Oh good, Yuan Shao's going around the north side. A way to get food, Cal? No worries, mate. Depending on how long you've been, we'll be finishing about 20 minutes, half an hour. So have nice foods. We'll take the farm. Okay.
诸位猛士，随我征战，向前推进，威武不屈。
There's your battle screen, Ryan. Delegate.
诸位举杯相庆吧！
And what do you want to do with the farm? Occupy.
这是我们应得的。
Done. And it looks like you just gained some expert's leather, Ryan. Which can be worn by commanders or sentinels. What would you like to do with it? Gift it to my captain. Very well. Fusho will accept your expert's leather, which is just a straight up improvement on the instructor's leather that he was wearing. Cool, cool. Young Chun is leveled up. Young Chun is a 29-year-old level 4 vanguard with a warrior background who is cheerful, weak and gracious. I don't feel like any of these are particularly suitable. But I think even to be cheerful and gracious you have to have a form of passion, so we'll go with passion, which makes him a legendary character. Cow is apparently not... Oh yeah, because they've taken the copper mine now. And he said he's gone for food, so I shall withdraw him towards Herdong. Nate, welcome to the stream, buddy. Go Army. How you doing? Yeah, that's pretty good logic actually, Ryan, yeah.
我正将定会名扬天下。稍事休息。
Alright,
行
Zhongzhang.
动起来。
Hello.
不要相信其他人。
Mike, orders for Lubu. About to give the £115 black lab a bath.
我欲征服万物，
Good luck with that.
群山亦不例外。
Alright, head towards Shandong City.
正在行进。
Very well. I think that's all we can get done here. Ah, hello. That would be helpful. We got any more livestock farms that we can upgrade? Not particularly. We can repair Yan Men though, so we're going to do that. And then proceed.
如此才能避免无谓的冲突。
Liu Bei wants military access between our factions. Gonna go ahead and lurk in here. I should be in tonight, Nate, yeah. Appreciate the lurk, man, thank you. Enjoy bathing the lab. Lu Bu saying no. Zhong Liao saying no. I think it's a no.
你自找的。
Now Yuan Shao's doubled back. That's pretty good. Zhou Tai saying sod off Liu Bei. Your headset's starting to go, Arya? No! Cao Tao has been born to Cao Biao and Dong Rui Rui. A new son, and we got a new horse too. A red stallion. Shu Rong has gained a rank. Let's go level up Shu Rong. Shu Rong is a 72-year-old level 3 champion with a militia veteran background who is defiant, vengeful, energetic, beautiful and fiery. I feel like someone who's vengeful needs to have vengeance, to be honest. Let's go see what class Cao Tao is going to be. Cao Tao is going to be a commander. Huang Ningmin has gained the understanding trait. Level that up. Hello. Extra trade influence. Yeah, why not? We'll get that. Okay. Dong Li. How far can Yuan Shao move? Not that far. So we'll move Dong Li up there through that pass, which then brings us to Zhang Liao, Ryan. Just got paid, I hate to do it, but I might just go to Walmart and buy a new one. Wanted to get some RAM, but might check around. I mean, it's probably better off to address that issue rather than get the upgrade. We'll hold here for a hot moment. Okie doke. That brings us back to Zhuo Tai, who needs to not be in forced march if he's going to replenish. And that brings us over to Zhongjiang. There's a lot of enemy armies down here. Hmm. Mike orders for Lubu. Lubu's favorite drink. Welcome to the stream. You have arrived as we are more or less finishing, but welcome to our Dongzhuo roleplay campaign with Sponsor and Officer, which moves at a snail's pace because there's that many people sponsoring officers that need to make choices. Honestly, you're gonna hold, Mike? Alright, well in that case, Zhongjiang's gonna suggest to you that maybe if you want to hold here somewhere, she'll wait in ambush and we'll see if we can bait anybody in. So right now, Lubu, as in Lubu's favourite drink, Mike, which is undead blank, sponsors Lubu. So because he's a general, he decides where he's going and what he's doing. That sounds good, let's do it. Okay, so we'll put Lubu there. And we'll put Zhongjiang there and drop her into ambush. Okie do. I think that's all we can manage for the harvest. Yeah, I thought you might like it, Lubu. We're gonna push on. Skunks and Shoes armies are moving around. Song's got forces moving around as well. Cao Cao wants to join the coalition, but Kong Rong says fudge off. Hey! The other Dong Yo has come of age. Let's take a look at his stats, or his traits rather. He is a gorilla with determined, cordial, energetic, fiery and ambitious. Well, he's going to be a bit of a boss, to be honest, isn't he? Okay, can't upgrade that. So, I am not liking Han Tong being up here with Yuan Shao. Never trust Cao Cao, never trust Lu Bu. I don't know what... I don't think Dong Li can really do anything, to be honest. So I'm just going to have her hold in that pass for a bit longer. Which brings us to Zhang Liao, who is sponsored by Cluffix. Ryan, any orders for Zhang Liao? What was the most recent Musu game I played? Probably... I think I've actually played like DW7, but like not a lot. I think the one that I remember the most is probably 5 or 6. Zhongliao is going to continue to hold at the livestock farm. They can reach you, you know that, right? Well, Han Tong can reach you in Forced March, but he might be able to reach you in less, and Yuan Shao can definitely reach the edge of the circle. Six was okay, but the Runbu system was meh. Is a livestock an open field battle? It will be an open field battle. We'll move just outside and go into ambush. Which side? Northeast, southwest? North. Okay.
我绝不动摇。剑锋出鞘，攻
Zhongliao
其
is
不
in
备。
ambush. Zhou Tai is still replenishing. Doesn't look like we managed to convince anybody to come fight us. I don't like how many armies they've got down here now, to be honest. We'll hold 2, Lubu. Okay. In that case, we'll continue laying the trap. I liked how in 6 when you did a fire attack in a garrison, it lit the garrison on fire. That was pretty cool. Which one had a horse getting drop kicked in the face in the opening? That was DW7. I don't remember that opening. Alright. Part of me feels like there's going to be a massive battle in a second, and I'm like, we're at the end of the stream time. I'm also pretty fatigued. I don't really want to fight a massive, crucial, important battle right now. But I feel like if it's not these dickheads, it's going to be these ones. So part of me doesn't even want to click the end turn button. I know we haven't fought a battle. We've had battles. We've delegated them all. There doesn't have to be a battle every stream. Yeah, I'm honestly like, I can tell I'm not feeling up to a battle right now. So I think what we'll do, since we're only about 10 minutes early, I think we'll pop a save, we'll pause it, we'll end the stream here, and then when we come back on Wednesday at 8 PM BST, Lubu's favourite drink, we do the Three Kingdoms campaign Monday and Wednesday, 8 PM BST or GMT, whichever time zone, whichever thing we're in. When we come back on Wednesday, I reckon we're going to have a lot of battles. We're probably not going to make a whole lot of turn time progress because there's going to be a lot of fights. If we're going to beat Song, we are going to have to fight some of these battles to get these. They've got 5 armies here, and we've got 5 armies more or less when you bring Zhou Tai back into it. So we've got 5 on 5 right here. Like, that's going to get insane. But I think that's the only way we're going to break Song. If we just keep, even if we keep delegating Pyrrhic victories, they're coming back too fast, so we're gonna have to fight some of them. So, quick overview for the end. We are still mostly just at war with Song and its vassals in the northeast, Gongsun Shu mostly. That's gonna be day 11's big goal is to if we can try and beat all of that on day 11, that'd be grand. And then there's a couple of tiny conflicts other places. In terms of court, Lu Bu is Prime Minister, age 62. Jia Shu is still hanging on as our 74-year-old councillor. Zhong Liao is our 52-year-old Grand Commandant. Xu Rong, 72-year-old Administrator, and Kong Shun, 58. But, I mean, again, like, we've still kind of got this gap where people have, like, because I don't want to, I mean, shit, Xu Rong's not been an administrator that long. He's only been one for 3 years. Kong Shun we can't promote without Doomsday being here. And then we've only got one other administrator position, but who would we put in there? Like, we've still got this issue where essentially sponsors are road blocking, I guess. Yeah, they are old, Lubu. But that's one of the things that happens the way we play with sponsor and officer. So if I go through the officer list, Dongli's the faction leader, so that's my sponsor. Nobody can sponsor the faction leader because it just leads to messy shit. Lubu is sponsored, Niu Fu is sponsored, Zhong Liao is sponsored, Zhou Tai is sponsored, Diao Chan is sponsored, Kong Shun is sponsored, Tong Chen is sponsored, Jia Shu is sponsored, Han Xin is sponsored. I think then we're getting beyond who is and who isn't. But like, the thing that goes on is because I try and encourage sponsors to retire, but I don't force them to retire from the military. And I haven't yet figured out, because there is stuff that they can do if they're in council positions, if they're administrators, like they can still do stuff. But a lot of them don't want to leave the army. I guess because that's where the action is. So nobody ever retires, which basically means all the old people occupy all of the high positions until they die, and then everyone goes, well, now it's just a bunch of teenagers that nobody knows anything about, so fuck it, we're not interested anymore. And then they don't want to level up, like they don't want to start a career with a new character because the character's, you know, young and insignificant, or old and insignificant. The date is up in the top corner here. It's autumn of the year 221 AD, Lubu. I thought you actually would have known a bit more about this game, to be honest. Yeah, the game has several starting points. We started in 190 AD, which is the rise of the Warlords. It's kind of like, it's the Dongzhuo, the Hulao Gate period from Musu. The Yellow Turbans are in the game, yes. Yeah, I know, Mike. Lubu's kind of the exception, but Cal did once resist. But the thing is, this is the thing, right? I'll say this now so that those of you who are sponsors that are here, right? We've got a lot of people who, when they're not in the army, they don't do anything. They don't ask if they can do anything. They don't say, hey, can I do this? They don't say what's going on with my, like, settlement. Like, the way that I run this is, if you're at court, like, I barely ever use assignments. Right, especially in sponsor officer campaigns, because for me those are for people at court to do jobs, right? So they want to do jobs so that they level their character up, so that their character gets a civil officer career. And then, you know, when you're an administrator, you're responsible for what gets built in your town. Well, most people don't even give a shit. Like, their town just stagnates and becomes a shithole because they never build anything. People that are on the council, we divided all of these up. What did we say? That the Grand Tutor is the person, if somebody was filling this role, they would be primarily responsible for all diplomatic agreements and negotiations. So, you know, they get the biggest say or the only say. The Grand Director, we said that this was the person that if this was occupied, they can decide what people go on what assignments. The Grand Excellency, we said, can build anything they want faction-wide. The Grand Commandant, we've obviously said, doesn't have to retire from the military because they're the Grand Commandant, and they can give orders to other armies. The Councillor essentially does whatever they want, as long as it's not against the people above them here. The Factionaire and the Prime Minister can do whatever they want, more or less. But so far, most people haven't really made use of anything other than being in the military. Never really played a whole lot of Total War, Lubu. Total War is one of my favourite game series, but I always said that the Three Kingdoms period would be perfect for it. So when they finally did it, I was like, yes! That's also true, Ryan. Yeah, like if people don't care about the civil officer stuff, they could retire from the military, but then move their sponsor to somebody else. There's nothing to stop them doing that. If they just want to do the military part of people's careers and then see what happens to their old sponsors as they become more civil officers, that's also an option, yeah. I wouldn't mind making my wifey an administrator, given she's part of the ruling family. Well, we'll see. Let me see if I can find somewhere to take you guys on a raid. Let's go for a raid. Yeah, we'll go. I think it would be nice if you retired a sponsor at 60 plus if they stayed retired from sponsorship. Yeah, I think that's probably fair, Ryan, to be honest. We don't have a rule for that right now. Because, you know, we have said previously, like, if you sponsor an 18-year-old and you bail when they turn 20 and switch to somebody else, there's no reason somebody can't pick up the 18-year-old. I don't necessarily know if you retire them at 60 plus, Ryan. I think it should be more of a... let's say, for example, you said, all right, I'm moving my sponsor off of Zhang Liao, right? Retired or not, it doesn't make a difference to me. If somebody else in this playthrough says, can I sponsor Zhang Liao, I'm going to say that's up to Ryan, because Ryan's played him for the better part of 50 years of his life, or 40 years of his life, or whatever it is. Like, I don't want Ryan building a legacy with that character, and then you coming in at the end and smashing it all to shit because you've decided to play him a different way. Like, if I think a character... Like, if I think a sponsor more or less owns a character in a playthrough, even if they've since stopped sponsoring them, I will still make it up to them whether somebody can sponsor that character. If you say yes, which has been the rule with things like spouses and children and stuff like that, if you say yes after that, it's not your, like, it's fuck all to do with you anymore. But if you, like, I think people should have the option to say, no, I don't want anybody to sponsor Zhang Liao. I took him through his entire career and I've retired him in a position that I want him to be in. Like, it's, you know, that's where he's at. I don't want somebody else to run around with him. Right, exactly what you just said, Ryan. I think that's fair, and to be honest, as of right now, I'll make that a rule that, like, if I feel like somebody has gained ownership of a character, you're not going to be able to sponsor two. So, like, if you retired from Zhang Liao and you moved to a different sponsor, like, I will roleplay Zhang Liao. I will probably roleplay him closer to his traits than whatever you would have done, because I don't know what you were thinking. But, like, you know, chances are, especially if he's old anyway, it's not going to make a massive difference. The only thing that's going to happen is he's probably going to get promoted through the council, and we'll see where that goes. But no, I think you have too, but I'm just saying, like, if somebody plays a character, like, you could play Lu Bu as a total coward. Although if it was that obvious, I'd probably try and continue playing him as a total coward, because it's clear what you were trying to do. But, like, I've got to make my best guess. I can't, because otherwise if I say, oh, hey Ryan, I don't know, what would Zhang Liao do in this situation, then you're basically sponsoring two officers, and I don't want that. Which is why it has to be my best guess. because otherwise it's not fair. But yeah, I think if you've made a career, or if you've made somebody's story and you've significantly impacted and driven that, then I don't think somebody else should be allowed to sponsor them without you saying yes. I don't know whether we're going to put a set like period on it, like 60 plus years old, or if you've role played somebody for 20 or 30 years. Like, I think for me it's going to be more about like, so you know what, I'll use an example. So we've got Han Xin. In fact, no, Song Chen's an even better example. David owned the shit out of Song Chen in the Zhongjiang campaign. Like, I would never ever have said, like, you know, if David moved his sponsor, Song Chen was his in the Zhongjiang campaign. In this campaign, it's not. If David turned around to me now and said, I don't want to sponsor Song Chen anymore, I want to move my sponsor, and then somebody else said, I'd like to sponsor Song Chen, even though he's 55 and David sponsored him for the better part of like 30 years. In fact, he sponsored him since he joined. He joined in 192. So he sponsored him for, 30 years. Because he's not had a significant impact with Song Chen, I don't think he owns that character just because he played him for 30 or sponsored him for 30 years. Because he hasn't done anything in that 30 years. Whereas you with Zhong Liao, or Mike with Lu Bu, or Arya with Niu Fu, like, if you guys switch your sponsor, those characters are still ones that you've significantly played. I don't think I'm gonna go with the retirement thing, because you could choose to retire a character at like 24. You could be like, okay, my character's 24, they're a coward, they're unambitious, they're retired, and then that means nobody else can touch them for the next 60 years if they live to be 80. So I'm not gonna go with retirement. What I'm gonna go with is, once you've significantly impacted a character, that character needs your permission before someone else can have them. That's the way we're going to do it. And I think the comparison with David and Song Chen versus like you and Zhong Liao is a perfect one. You've both been sponsoring them more or less the same amount of time, but David hasn't been to streams for most of this campaign, and he hasn't done anything with Song Chen. He's just been sat at court doing nothing, getting old. I mean, but I can tell you this now though, Ryan, like, anyone who sponsors characters in this campaign, they're not going to choose a 60-plus-year-old person anyway. They just won't. Most people choose someone as young as possible, and then they stick with that person till the person drops dead. They're not going to, like, jump onto a 60-plus-year-old man, no matter what. And even if they try, if you've been playing that 60-plus-year-old man for long enough, it's up to you. Why does that look like an Xbox controller? Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will pick up day 11 on Wednesday with what is probably going to be an enormous turmoil of battle and chaos and blood and death against the Duchy of Song and Gongsun Shu. I might retire Zhong Liao at 60 once his immediate area is secure, with the vow that he'll return to the field in an emergency. Just help bring the younger talent in, because I really liked the story with my guy in Zhongwan. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. There we go. Yeah. You've got me fucking rambling here, but for me, Sponsor an Officer works for two reasons, right? Number one, people get to play the famous officers like Zhang Liao, like Lu Bu, like Zhou Tai, like Zhang Fei, Liu Bei. Well, not Liu Bei because he's a faction leader, but you know what I'm saying. Like, people get to play the famous characters, right? And they get to be Lu Bu the badass. They get to be Zhang Liao the amazing general. They get to be Sima Yi the cunning strategist. But then the other half of it, which I don't know if many people have quite grasped onto the way that I was hoping they might, but they may in the end, is as well as military, there is a civil career, as well as, you know, you don't have to sponsor an officer for life. They're not dogs. They can just be for Christmas. Like, if you get 1 to 60 and think, I'm done with this one, they're old, it doesn't make sense, I'd rather sponsor that new young person we just recruited, do it. You can move them at any time. Like, that's why I left that open, so that people didn't feel like they were locked into one sponsor that they'd chosen at the start. Like, if somebody else comes along and you think, actually, that's who I want to be, then fine, move them. But the other thing that I think, other than being the famous characters, the Jiang Wan effect, the Jiang Wan story, is a perfect example of the other way sponsor an officer can work, which is you took a character who was, I think, randomly generated, but who was definitely a non-famous character, right? Like, didn't have custom artwork, didn't have a custom title, he was just a random officer, like any of these, like even more random than some of these, and you took him at level 1 at age 18, and you built his career up. He started as a lieutenant, then, like, I can't remember exactly what he did, but, you know, started as a lieutenant, raised his forces as volunteers in an emergency, defended something crucial, got rewarded, got appointed prefect of the West, became a general, stomped around battling enemies in the West, then got promoted to, you know, official general, and then, like, then eventually got made the Grand Commandant, and then all the way up to Prime Minister and all of that shit. That is the other way that sponsor an officer can work. Because the one thing about the famous officers is, you're probably not going to take their special weapon off them. You might do, but only for another gold weapon, so chances are you're not gonna. You cannot take their armor off them. So they're gonna look like this. Like, Lu Bu's gonna look like this all the time. This is how Lu Bu's always gonna be, right? With a custom officer, you can actually upgrade their armor, you can upgrade their weapon, you can change their weapon, you can upgrade their horse, which you can do with the famous officers too, but, you know. I think I was supposed to remember in the last stream to give Dilu to somebody else. So with Han Xin as a court person, what can you do with him, Travis? Right, so it is a fine balance, because if it goes too far the other way, I end up with people constantly asking me, like, what can my guy at court do, right? And that just slows the campaign down. But what you can definitely do with characters at court is assignments. So Han Xin, for example, can do these assignments, right? He can oversee mustering, he can conscript people into the army, he can organize guerrillas, and they all have effects. But more crucially than that, they give Han Xin actual experience, so they will level characters up doing assignments. But also, other than just leveling them up, if they're actually doing assignments, then they're doing what I would call a civil officer's job, right? Like, basically the same as being a lieutenant or a captain in the army. They're doing a job for the faction, which means when we come to look at, you know, giving out titles like these, like, are we going to give you General of the, you know, Amazing Phoenix Guard? No. But there are some titles in here that are for civil officers. Orator, Chief of Records, Attendant. There's a bunch down here as well. Steward of the Triangle Palace, Master of Writing, Attending Secretary, Doctor who Prevents Disaster, Director of Astronomy. Like, these are all titles that military officers are never going to earn them, because they're civil titles. But we don't have any civil officers because people don't do anything when they're in court. And the other thing is, I know that it's, especially at the beginning, it's difficult when there's less officers and less money. But we're approaching the period in the campaign where we're going to have a lot of money, and we're going to have a lot of armies, and we're going to have a lot of officers. And it's like, people who are at court, when we're recruiting a new force, or we need a new force, those are the people who can say, I will volunteer. I will join the army. I will raise the force. Like, but because a lot of the people who have their characters at court either have them at court because they just leave them there and don't come back to the stream, or they come back every now and again and they're like, hey, am I still alive? It's like, yep, you're still at court. Like, you won't leave. Like, the thing is, once you sponsor an officer, I'm not going to take them out of court without your permission. Like, they're your officer. I'm not going to change their career without you being here. So when people come in and sponsor someone and then leave them in the court and then come back and say, what's going on? Am I, like, what am I doing? It's like, well, you're still at court. Why would that change? So yes, you can do assignments, you can volunteer to join the army, you know, you can try and make a military career that way, you can earn titles, civil or military. The other thing is, if we have a civil officer, right, because with military, I don't like to have administrators, right, which is the commandery governors. I don't like to have them in armies. If I'm going to have one in an army, it will be their army. They will be the general. But, like, for example, this is a bad example. I need a good example. Not her, him. There you go. So, Diao Chan, right? Sarah's sponsored character. She's been serving in the military for probably 15, 20 years. She's a captain, right? She's second slot in an army. She's 49 years old. At 50, if I was doing a single player campaign, I would either be retiring her from the military, or I'd be giving her her own army as a general if I could afford it, and if I felt like it suited her. And then she would be a general until 60. And then at 60 years old, I retire my generals too, so they only get about 10 years, right? There are multiple reasons that I do that, but one of those is I don't like having an administrator as a captain or a lieutenant. It doesn't make sense, right? If you're an administrator, you should be in charge of the army. But one of the problems that we have in sponsor and officer campaigns is people never retire, which means you end up with generals pushing 60 plus, 70 years old. They have captains who are pushing 50 plus years old, and then they have lieutenants that are pushing 40 plus years old, because none of the three of them will do anything about the situation. They won't retire, they won't ask to found a different army. Ryan's the only one who's done it in this campaign, right? But if that's going on with the army, and I need an administrator, and let's say Han Xin has spent the last 25, 30 years running assignments as a civil officer, I don't care about appointing a civil officer as an administrator. I'll do it. Because at the end of the day, in character, Han Xin has shown that he's got an aptitude for governance. So why would he not get promoted to administrator when we need one? Typically, I reward retiring generals with administratorships. But if none of them are retiring, then there's a slot for a civil officer or an assignee, like a civil appointee, to take an administrator slot. And then the administrators are the ones that get promoted onto the council. And then the council are the ones that get the extra responsibilities. And that maybe get promoted to prime minister. And in rare cases might be the faction heir. And then might become faction leader. Like, there's just so much more stuff that I feel like we're not doing with sponsor and officer. But, you know, I don't know. Like, I've been trying not to do this, right? I've been trying not to do what I'm doing now and saying, you guys could be doing this, you could be doing that, you could do this. Because I want you guys to choose your own path, right? Like, I don't want to be forcing sponsors to do stuff if they don't want to do that. But I'm starting to feel like, because sponsors never do this other stuff that is available, everybody else seems to not realise that it's possible. Everybody seems to think sponsor and officer is just, you are a captain or a lieutenant, which means you don't do or say anything, you just follow your army around. And then if you're lucky enough to get promoted to general, then you get to move the things around the map. And it's like, no, there's so much more to it than that we can do, that we have done in the past. But because people stopped doing it, nobody seems to know it's possible anymore. I feel like he wasn't a random because Oh yeah, maybe he did. Zhongwan ended up with the ancient silver sword, Sun Jian's personal weapon, which was pretty awesome progression, right, in his story. Yeah, exactly. That's the easiest and quickest way to get action is in the field. Civil matters require more work, but there's just as much to do. You've got to hassle Tom a little bit so he isn't forgetting them. That's true. In the Zhongjiang playthrough, we actually went through a period mid-game where our economy mega tanked because no one had been maintaining it, and we lost ground and people to it because we couldn't fund it. I think Doomsday and Imatech managed to scrape it back together because Tom was like, I'm the bandit queen, I care about burning, not building, that's up to you lot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there you go, like, it's not necessarily about getting new blood in, right? It is like Ryan said, some of the time it's about getting the old dogs out, because you can put a new lieutenant into an army all you want, but if the general in that army is going to stay there until he's 90 fucking 4, chances are the lieutenant's going to retire before the general does, and then the lieutenant becomes useless, because I kind of feel like it doesn't work if I appoint a lieutenant who served 40 years as a lieutenant as an administrator. It's like, well, that makes no sense. The man was a lieutenant, or the woman was a lieutenant, for 40 years. How good at their job must they have been that they never progressed in 4 decades? When the truth is, it's not actually because they didn't progress for 4 decades, it's because the old fart above them wouldn't get off the fucking chair. So, yes, I feel passionate about this stuff. I don't mind if people want to continue to sponsor officers until they drop dead. I get it, right? Especially when they're unique characters, it makes a lot more sense. But, you know, the other thing that you can do, which I tried to do this with Ryan, and to a degree Arya's doing it, although she's using New Fu. But Ryan's using a unique character, right? Zhong Liao. If you ingratiate yourself enough with the ruling family, you may end up marrying into said family. So, and the thing is, especially if you're a male character, which is a bit unfair, but I don't write the rules, Dong Jingmin is married to Zhang Liao. Are their children Dongs? No, they're Zhangs, because he's the male. They take his name, which means when these characters come of age, Ryan, as Zhang Liao, has a legacy. He's got 4 children. 4 sons, I think. Yeah, he's got 4 sons. He can choose any one of them to sponsor, and he can allow other people to sponsor his sons later on. If we play for long enough, his sons may even have to get wives. His grandchildren could be his sponsors if we play that long. But the thing is, because so far Ryan's the only one who's really kind of trying to maneuver Zhang Liao around, everybody else just seems to be like, I fight things, I kill things. I done. I die. I choose somebody else. Like, that's basically the level that everyone else is operating at. Zhou Tai needs a wifey. Well, I'm fine with getting Zhou Tai a wifey, Cal. I have 2 issues with it, right? Number 1, if Zhou Tai or his wifey doesn't have this symbol, right? If they're not a member of a ruling family, it won't produce children. Now, if you don't care about the children, if you just want Zhou Tai to have a wifey, that's fine. I don't care. If we've got the cash, I'll marry everybody off to somebody else. And you can choose your wifey. Like, let's do it now. We can click marry on Zhou Tai, and we can check out the ones that have got colour in them. Apparently he could marry Zhongjiang. So Zhou Tai is like 50 something. How old is Zhou Tai? He's 58. Like, who would you... Lu Bu is married to Diao Chan, but they haven't produced children because neither of them are a member of a ruling family. Right? Which is kind of why you need to marry into the ruling family. It almost doesn't feel right to marry Zhou Tai as he's solitary. Which, if you were sponsoring Zhou Tai, that would be up to you. But given that Cal is, if Cal wants Zhou Tai married, then Zhou Tai gets married. How old is Han Anyue? She is 49. She's trusting, stalwart, direct, uncomplicated, and feared. Which, you're solitary, energetic, direct, fiery, loyal, trusting, and philanthropic. I feel like they probably would harmonize, to be honest. And you are 9 years older than her. It's difficult to tell if people harmonize. In fact, let's have a look. Zhuo Tai is solitary, so he disregards sociability. Where's Hanan Yue? Does anything about her like sociability? No, so that one won't be a problem. Zhuo Tai is energetic, so he admires zeal. He's a reformed brigand, so he focuses on duty. Focus on duty because she's stalwart. Zeal doesn't seem to matter to her, so that one's... But we've got one for the positive so far. Accepts impulsiveness. Supports war and disregards diplomacy. I'm sure I saw impulsiveness from her. Accepts impulsiveness. Okay, that's like 2 for the positive. Focuses on family, I've definitely seen that on her. Values charity. Respects patience and trustworthiness. Patience and trustworthiness. They definitely harmonize. They have they have half a dozen or so positive points. You want to marry Hanan Yue with Zhuo Tai? Marry Hanan Yue. Right, because they harmonize, I'm going to say that she will say yes. Because it isn't just a case of you deciding you want to marry somebody, but because they harmonize, I believe, Zhuo Tai is now married to Hanan Yue. And because she was once a member of a ruling family, if she's not too old, which she might be at 49, but there's a chance they'll have some children. A very, very slim chance due to her age, but there is one. I'm going to go ahead and save again so we don't lose that marriage. Yeah, I was actually ending before Ryan set me off. So I'm going to be ending in a second here. But yes, to summarize, there are lots of things that people can do as an officer. And you know what? During the stream, if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what I can do at court, I don't mind if people ask. And I will go over it again, that they can do assignments and try and, you know... The thing is, a lot of people, they think doing assignments doesn't mean anything. Because you're just doing, like, you don't see your character do anything. They just do an assignment. But it's like, A, they're leveling up. B, they're proving their use to the faction. And C, in a roleplay context, they're doing the assignment. That's a thing that is happening in the faction because of that person doing the job. Which was not happening before. So, it definitely earns you faction credit. Even though that's not a thing. But, like, you know, it's a thing. I'm also considering, like, I don't know, some kind of voice function where maybe putting you guys in a channel so you can talk to each other and coordinate, or, you know, and then I'll pop in. But I'm not sure yet on that. I'm definitely not going to have one where I'm sitting in a channel with everybody who's sponsoring, because that's just not going to work. But being able to talk vocally might make things run a bit quicker. We'll see. But that's all we're going to do for today. I am going to go and raid... What do you want to do? Do you want to do some Battle Brothers or some American Truck Sim? Gonna go play some 3K with real Ryan, that's fine, bud. Have fun. I need to go make food too. Because I haven't
人们
eaten
蜂拥
yet.
而至，赶来此郡。
Alright, well, nobody said anything, so I'm gonna choose for you. We're gonna raid the person with the least viewers out of those two options. So we're gonna go and raid Dano. Yeah, probably Ryan. Alright guys, we're going to go raid Dano. I'll probably be back later tonight with some more SRP. I'll be back with day 11 of the Dongzhuo campaign on Wednesday. Hopefully I'll see you at one or the other. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to those of you who have sponsored. Hopefully see more of you again on Wednesday. For the time being though, it's going to be Wardog out.